Gamers and gentlefolk, hello and welcome back. Happy to have you here again, taking a look at the Nexus Gaming Series, a replay cast from from Week 3 in Division A. This time we're going to be taking a look at Crit Kickers against the High Inquisitors in a best-of-3 series. I do not know the results. The series has already been played, but I don't know who won. So if you know who won and you're in chat, don't tell me, because that's lame. I like to be surprised. I can tell you a little bit about these teams before we get into our first game here. Crit Kickers are back in Division A after spending a division in the well-remembered, never forgotten, but sorely missed Nexus division of the league, whereas the High Inquisitors are newly promoted to Division A after having a dominant showing in the regular season last season, though not getting as far in the postseason as I imagine they would have liked. So that's who's playing today. Let's take a look at our battleground selection to see where we're headed. We're going to be going to Volskaya for Game 1. We had map bans on Alterac Pass and Sky Temple for Crit Kickers, with the High Inquisitors banning out Brax's Holdout and Infernal Shrines. So we're headed to a late-game battleground in Volskaya, one with a relatively recently buffed objective, the robot putting out more damage thanks to its cooldown rate being changed, I believe. You can check me on that using !patch in chat. Pretty sure it was the last patch where they updated this battleground. Anyway, enough of the yammering. Let's get into the game. Game 1 of our best of 3 between Crit Kickers and the High Inquisitors. And we can introduce our two teams. Here on the left in blue, we've got the Crit Kickers. IE on Tychus, Infinity Meme playing Li Ming, Travis Party on Rexar, Godfred on Anubarak, and Icon playing Rhaegar. To the right in red, we've got the High Inquisitors, Brickets on Sylvanas, Wafflecopter playing Genji, PP Wollo on Muradin, Omni on Anduin, and Aaron playing Leoric. Excellent. So let's take a look at our level 1 talents as we get into our mid-horse race. More of a dance than a race. Dressage of sorts. Just people running around on their horses. Nothing too out of the ordinary for the level 1 talents. Agile Dismount, Might of the Banshee Queen. Whatever the swoop talent is. Oh my gosh. IE taking a lot of damage here. Omni locking them down with the root. The High Inquisitors get that first wave cleared a little bit faster than Crit Kickers, as well as trade up a little bit on the HP side of things. They'll get both globes. Brickets. A short range Haunting Wave put them in a little bit of threat, and so Omni had to commit the leap of faith to make sure that the Sylvanas was out safe. The High Inquisitors have already started up their turret camp here. Omni and Wafflecopter taking care of that. And it looks like Genji's going to be the one holding on to the item. I think it makes sense. Hero with mobility, able to place the turret in an advantageous position. Aaron trading relatively well into Travis party. You end up trading a lot of your HP for Rexar's mana, aka Misha's HP. And a relatively early grab by the High Inquisitors on this right side siege camp. Godfred and friends pushed out that top wave while Brickets took care of mid. Neither team making a play for the neutral heal camp yet. Level 4 talents, we've got a couple different quests. Hunter-Gatherer for Rexar, Master Assassin for Tychus, Shuriken Mastery for Genji, and Piercing Light for Omni. Brickets has opted for Unstable Poison at level 4. Sometimes we'll see Sylvanas players pick up Merc Queen to try and get juiced up turrets, but the wave clear that you lose can be pretty costly. So with a Genji as your second damage, I think that's definitely the right choice for Brickets and friends on the High Inquisitors. First objective channel going over to the red team. Godfred burrow charges in, but Wafflecopter able to take him out. They trade 1-for-1. Infinity Meme caught with the Stormbolt. IE trying to lay into Omni with the minigun there. Alrighty. 1-for-1 trades, a little bit more experience for crit kickers. Where's that coming from? More minion XP. Fair enough. Level 7s on both sides now. Infinity Meme has used, or has opted for Seeker at 7. Aaron and Wafflecopter hanging out in bot lane. With the Genji having shown on wave, I'd be interested to see, yeah, it looks like crit kickers are not gonna set up for the invade. They've wrested point control from the High Inquisitors here. Wolo finding Godfred, but Godfred is able to impale to get them out. Both teams up to around 50% objective channel. Aspect of the Bear at level 7. Oh my gosh, so much damage onto Aaron. The Leoric will be able to escape with the Wraith Walk. Both turrets dropped by the High Inquisitors, and it'll push crit kickers off the point. Here comes another stun from Misha. PP Wolo in a lot of threat. Omni can only grab one, opts for Brickets, and so that'll be a death for PP Wolo. Second takedown that crit kickers have managed to secure here. First in this team fight, of course. Aspect of the Beast, yeah. Misha charge getting a lower cooldown with auto attacks. So Travis party going to be a big threat to the High Inquisitors, just layering on the CC between the Anubarak and the Misha. IE walking in pretty deep with their minigun active. Crit kickers, I believe, are guaranteed to at least make overtime here. Misha will hold on to the point for a little bit longer, and that triggers overtime. Both teams relatively near to the Storm talents. I'm sorry, their heroic talents. Crit kickers are going to want to back off and collect those before they step up and try and finish off the objective. PP Wolo caught on an island, a 4v1, and Murden will not survive. Both teams now with heroics in hand. Anything out of the ordinary? Nothing too strange here. X-Strike for Genji. Unleash the Boris for Rexar. Cocoon. Pretty standard fare. Both damage dealers in the Protector. They are the two most vulnerable targets. And the High Inquisitor is focusing all of their efforts on taking down this objective. You can see how much more potent it is. Wafflecopter X strikes in with the light bomb. A silence from the Wailing Arrow. Godfred will fall as well. Travis Party trying to peel with the boars. They'll get a takedown. Aaron gonna fall as well. Infinity Meme connecting with the Wave of Force. So in the end, it is a 2-for-2 trade. What looked to be a really threatening engagement from Wafflecopter and friends, the Genji Light Bomb combo, ended up turning out of their favor once IE and Infinity Meme hopped out of the Protector and all of Crit Kicker's damage came to bear. Omni on the Anduin had fallen very low to the Protector, and once those resets start rolling for Li Ming, it can be a scary proposition. Level 13 is a little bit closer for Crit Kickers. We can see that is thanks to their Hero Takedown, Structure Takedown, and Passive XP advantage. And so that'll give them the early talent tier lead here. Infinity Meme opting for Glass Cannon. Paired with Seeker, it means that Li Ming has become a bit of a sniper at this stage of the game. Doubling down on the Misha Charge talents at 13. We've got Dire Beast for Travis. And that's auto attacks increased damage of Misha Charge. So more damage and more charges in general. Wafflecopter in on the side here. They're going to threaten Infinity Meme, but without the Light Bomb, they're not too threatening. Here comes Aaron in on the flank. Oh, the Light Bomb connects onto Icon, as does the Wailing Arrow, but not before the Ancestral goes off. Bricket's under a lot of threat here. There's the Cocoon onto Wafflecopter, and Crit Kickers make it out alive. It looked like another threatening Light Bomb engage from the High Inquisitors, but Crit Kickers once again weather the storm. In bot lane, Travis Party has been untended to, so they get a fair bit of damage on that bot fort wall. Godfred dismounted by Wafflecopter, and it looks like with Travis Party's rotation in, Crit Kickers want to start a fight over the Biotic Emitter. TV Wolo jumps in, but does not connect. IE entombed, but Aaron's the one under threat. There's another stun from Misha. Ice block. Oh my god! It's Anubarak to fall first. Misha's falling low here. They will fall. PP Wolo in a lot of trouble. Brickets as well. They've Haunting Waved already. They don't have it. Aaron might get taken down. If so, Infinity Meme would love to get those resets rolling. In the end, a back-and-forth team fight goes in favor of the High Inquisitors. Leoric sticking around in lane very low, and so IE's going to try and put some threat on them with the grenade. With armor-piercing rounds, spray and pray rather, at 13, I would expect they'll opt for armor-piercing rounds at 16, kind of sticking with that Q build rather than Titan Grenade. Paired with the level 1 quarterback, Travis Party entombed by Aaron here. I don't think Aaron's going to get the solo kill, even with auto attack build. It's a fair bit of damage put onto Rexar's main body, but they still had their well tap available. They didn't see this rotation though. Omni and Wafflecopter both finding Travis. There's the stasis, but in the end, they will fall. Of course, they trade that for their top fort. Crit Kickers getting very busy here. PP Wolo makes it out alive. The Dwarf Toss avoiding the Seeker proc from Infinity Meme. Godfred getting chased down. Aaron already used the Entomb, and they don't have the Light Bomb. All of that had been used for the Rexar takedown. So in the end, a Rexar trade for a top fort, probably not worth it. Wafflecopter finds IE here. Getting a fair bit of damage out with the Reflect. What they opt for? Final cut at 16, pretty standard stuff. Experience pretty much neck and neck at this point. The hero takedown experience in favor of the High Inquisitors in spite of relatively even takedown count. A lot of pings going out onto the Biotic emitter here. PP Wolo, they've been playing it pretty fast and loose. They're able to make it out after getting overtime triggered. Infinity Meme does not connect with any on the Mirror Ball. Wafflecopter continues to put threat onto the Li Ming there. There's the Boars unleashed, Brickets cocooned. And it's Brickets under a lot of trouble. They get both the Heroic and the Leap of Faith. Omni has no charges left. They didn't opt for the double charge at 16. Wafflecopter trying to get onto IE here. A huge Wailing Arrow catches everyone from crit kickers. Wafflecopter under a lot of threat. Crit kickers have to back off, and so the High Inquisitors secure objective B here. Very intense back and forth team fights. Some stellar support play on both sides. PP Wolo likely the target of crit kickers. They certainly have enough damage to chew through either of these frontliners' HP pools. And it looks like the High Inquisitors are most interested in getting the Protector down to bot lane and get everything set up for the next objective phase. Infinity Meme and IE both chewing through this Protector's HP at lightning speed. 3 more HP, and that'll do it. Wafflecopter eating a huge chunk of damage from Infinity Meme there. So crit kickers still have all their structures, and they're in the lead towards the Storm talent tier. The Yorick trying to get their level 16 Mithril Mace stacked up. Already up to 56 stacks, so their attack speed continues to ramp up. What is that in on talent? Inner Focus. Inner Focus is all about resetting the cooldown of Flash Heal. Okay, cool. Oh no! What was IE doing there? Aaron catches them in the Entomb, and a long-range rotation from Genji. PP Wolo under a lot of threat. They'll make it out alive. And with Black Arrows, the High Inquisitors secure the top fort, evening out the catapult pressure in that lane. They committed a turret for that structure. But with the power play still in their favor, they're going to be able to secure another item, this time a Biotic emitter. And also a big chunk of XP. That camp gives a lot of experience. PP Wolo jumping in onto Misha. They're committing a lot of resources to save the bear, and so they will. And we're neck and neck towards the Storm Talents. Still a minor lead for crit kickers, but I don't think that lasts much longer. IE will be back on the battleground here shortly. Wafflecopter cleaning up the top lane, getting things pushing in their favor as the High Inquisitors secure their Storm Talents. We've got Bolt of the Storm, Final Cut, Living Weapon. Final Cut's the 16. PP Wolo alone in the bush here. Aaron gets 2 in the Silence Entomb, but the rest of High Inquisitors are nowhere to be found. Wafflecopter connects with the Light Bomb! Oh my gosh, the Genji caught in the Entomb here. Wailing Arrow lands onto 3. Godfred falling very low. They will fall. Wafflecopter down below 100 HP, but the Reflect was well held. Lots of cooldown reduction from the level 20 Living Weapon, and so they'll be ready for another X-Strike here shortly. PB Wolo jumps in, does not connect with the stun. We saw Kill Command come out as well as Farseer's Blessing. So all of the heroics for Crit Kickers thrown wild. I'm not sure if the rewind came out from Godfred on the Anubarak. It looked like a sketchy engagement from Aaron. They were able to catch many in the Buried Alive, catching the silence onto the Rhaegar and I believe the Tychus. But they were alone. I thought they were completely out to lunch. I did not account for, and it seems like Crit Kickers didn't either, the Genji Light Bomb over the wall, Wafflecopter and Omni really lining up those engages very well. So 2 turrets in their hands. The High Inquisitors are pretty well tooled for this next objective fight. They've already secured about a third of the objective. Aaron will Wraith Walk to safety. Looks like the High Inquisitors are more interested in evening out the catapult pressure in mid lane. IE and Infinity Meme ripped through structures really quickly, so I think it's going to be a trade. Of course, with High Inquisitors going first, they are ahead. They've also got black arrows from Sylvanas, so it doesn't really cost them much to get an additional keep tower. And playing on the top side of the battleground gives them easy egress to the Biotic Emitter once again. High Inquisitors looking very comfortable in these late-game Volskaya rotations. I would like to see them rebalance top wave. It's pushing pretty hard against them, but they don't want to give up their position, staying out of vision instead. Icon showing on mid-wall. PP Wolo over the wall does not connect with the Stormbolt. Neither does the Entomb, but the Light Bomb does, as does the Wailing Arrow. 2 X strikes before the Cocoon finds Genji. There's another stun from Travis on the Misha. Yeah, Rhaegar working on that sidewall was costly for the side of Crit Kickers. A melee hero that is also highly important to your team's survivability, isolated in the late game, is a tough position to find yourself in. The High Inquisitors capitalizing extraordinarily well on that small positional advantage they had. And it means they'll secure Objective C, their second of the game. Structure's still relatively even. Rhaegar will be back on the battleground in the next 3 seconds. And the High Inquisitors are a little spread across the battleground. It's giving Crit Kickers a lot of free license to get damage onto this objective here. Aaron coming in for the flank here. A great repulsion from Infinity Meme gets Crit Kickers out of trouble. That flanking Buried Alive could have spelled another giant heroic engagement from the High Inquisitors. Godfred in on to Omni. There's the kill command as well. Rewind comes out, but it looks like the damage isn't able to follow up. Zoned out by the Protector there. So 2 heroics and the level 20 all committed, rewind that is, all committed for Crit Kickers. And the High Inquisitors continue to get a fair bit done with this slow siege of the bottom keep. All the while they've got that siege camp rolling in top lane as well. So Crit Kickers are facing pressure on 2 fronts. If they step up too aggressively, oh my gosh, Icon playing it so aggressively. Aaron looking for the Entomb, no doubt. but instead will eat a full Seeker proc. Infinity Meme really putting on the hurt. How is that camp doing in top lane? It's messing up the catapult. Everyone's favorite mechanic. With how much damage it does compared to what a catapult does, the fact that the catapult got stuck behind the camp means that most of the damage was narrowly averted. TV Wolo connects on to Infinity Meme. They're going to back up here, i.e. popping Commandeer Odin, opting for Big Red Button at 20 as well. I think they would have ideally liked to use it to siege. Travis Party uses the kill command here, but the High Inquisitors are far away in full retreat. Aaron able to dodge the route with a Wraith Walk. Crit Kickers trying to get aggressive and force a fight here. The slow game is not going to advantage them any longer. Godfred finding Omni and Wafflecopter on the mid lane flank, doing a great job to control the vision, understanding that the Light Bomb Genji combo has been their undoing time and time again. They're going to seed the Biotic Emitter, opting instead to get their siege camp out. PP Wolo and Godfred waving hello to one another. Shaping up to be a long one for our two teams. Currently, bot lane is pushing in favor of Crit Kickers, but with Aaron cleaning it up and their constant catapult pressure down there, it's going to be pushing in the High Inquisitor's favor in a matter of moments. Meanwhile, Crit Kickers try and get the advantage here in top lane. Both teams continue to play it safe. Volskaya, a very tenuous battleground in the late game. Given how long the lanes are, the distance to safety increases so much. And so these level 20 fights end up feeling very coin flippy. High Inquisitors just trying to prevent Crit Kickers from making any serious progress in the top lane, letting their superior catapult pressure in bot do the work for them in pulling Crit Kickers around the battleground. They've set up a good bush gank. PP Wolo doesn't check the bush. Godfred gets the cocoon. They're putting damage onto Aaron. Wafflecopter in. There's the light bomb. Oh my gosh, but Omni's still under a lot of threat. Wailing Arrow lands onto everyone. Infinity Meme falling very low. The Silence and Tune catches IE. Oh no. Icon is likely to fall next. They will indeed. Oh my goodness. What looked like a great engagement ends up not working out for the High Inquisitors. Or, I'm sorry, for the Crit Kickers. High Inquisitors turn it around on them. The only target they had access to was Leoric, and so they were unable to get the connection. Infinity Meme looking for Brickets and Wafflecopter here, but the core is taking a lot of damage. Aaron is connected, as will a Catapult be soon. Leoric, with auto attack build, does a bunch of core damage, and so that'll secure it for game one. GG and well played to our away team. And that was not the right transition. All right. 12 takedowns in favor of the High Inquisitors. Kind of tells the story of the battleground. Godfred on Anubarak having a great deal of trouble surviving the engagements. Wafflecopter and Omni, their synergy on the Genji Light Bomb combo definitely doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the High Inquisitors, and Bricket's always there to follow up with a massive Wailing Arrow. So let's take a look at our builds as well. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Debilitation for Godfred at level 16, as opposed to Epicenter, which I see a lot more commonly. And Travis Party, as mentioned, opted for that Misha stun-focused build instead of the range on Sweeping Swoop? What is it called? Spirit Swoop. Spirit Swoop and the auto attack, which is Aspect of the Hawk at 13? I don't know. I thought the kill command and rewind for Travis Party and Godfred might have been the difference maker in those team fights. But lo and behold, the silences from Aaron and Brickets both proved a little too deadly. And so the High Inquisitors were able to extend their early game lead to take game 1. Okie doke. Let's head over to our battleground selection. Let me update the scoreboard here. And we can get into our second replay of the series. Okie doke. And for game 2, we're going to be headed to Towers of Doom. Excellent. No telling who chose the battleground, but another one that can go relatively late, depending on how well teams are trading bell towers. A map known for crazy comebacks as well. The 2018 mid-season brawl for HGC, kind of the prime example of that, where Dignitas clawed back a victory from Genji and or MVP Black, whichever they were called at the time. Yada yada. Let's get back to the series at hand, shall we? Who cares about 2018? That was unconscionably long ago. All right, so let's get into game number 2 of the series. Crit Kickers trying to take us to a game 3 here. You're on the left in blue. They are IE on Tracer, Icon on Rhaegar, Infinity Meme playing Gul'dan, Sloth on Johanna, and Travis Party playing Dahaka. So looks like we have a substitution from game 1. On the right in red, we've got the High Inquisitors trying to close it out in a domination. PP Wolo on Diablo, Omni playing Stukov, Aaron on Leoric once again, Brickets on Hanzo, and Wafflecopter reprising their Genji performance. Infinity Meme opting for Fueled by Flame? Pursuit of Flame. The Q quest for Gul'dan, looking for 30 stacks there. Travis steps up and lands the drag onto Aaron. Aaron's taking a lot of punishment. The High Inquisitors not the strongest at level 1, since Diablo still has a lot of HP scaling to do with their Black Soul Stone quest. Icon, the one rotating aggressively and trying to stall the High Inquisitors. Wafflecopter playing the top side of the battleground on the Genji, putting threat onto Travis Party on the Dahaka. IE finds Wafflecopter, putting a lot of damage. They're able to escape with the Swift Strike. Already up to 18 stacks on the Pursuit of Flame. That's a lot of stacks. Wafflecopter trying to get aggressive here. There's this Shadow Charge onto Sloth, but they were diligent in holding on to their Iron Skin. PP Wolo getting chased down. Travis won't connect. Icon biting in. Icon playing the Rhaegar very aggressively. Travis Party under a lot of threat. They'll pop the Essence and withstand the worst of it. So that takedown puts Crit Kickers in the lead a little bit here. IE and Travis Party both putting threat onto Aaron. We saw those little bombs pop out from the level 1 parting gift from Tracer. And Infinity Meme just one stack away from completing the quest in under 3 minutes. Jeez Louise, that's a lot of Fel Flames landed. Bricket's opting for Ignore All Distractions at level 4. Icon using the Purge offensively. Bricket's, oh, just narrowly escaping there. Sub 100 HP. And it is a aggressive push in bot lane from Crit Kickers, securing this entire front wall before the first objective phase. Wave clear advantage definitely in their favor thanks to Infinity Meme on the Gul'dan. In top lane, Travis Party has the Brush Stalker again. PP Wollo in onto Infinity Meme. There's the silence follow-up. But Brickets is getting chased down. Wafflecopter will get the final couple autos. PP Wollo in deep. They don't have as many HP points as I'm sure they'd like. Black Soulstone still in progress. Icon channeling on the bot side here. Wafflecopter in range for an interrupt. And now Aaron has joined the fray as well. The High Inquisitors sustaining pretty well, but Infinity Meme has respawned. They're coming back. Icon continues to be the one stepping up for these interrupts. It means that PP Wollo gets the CC, but they're dragged back into the team. IE getting chased down by Wafflecopter, PP Wollo as well, so they trade 1 for 1. Zloth unlikely to make it. Wafflecopter cleans up the kill. And it's 3 in favor of Crit Kickers. The High Inquisitors losing everyone but the Hanzo and Stukov. Which I think if you're the Hanzo player, you've got to be pretty pleased with. Getting your level 1 quest reset, even by just 3 stacks, which is what you get per death, can make it really hard, especially later you get in the game, to get those stacks back together. Infinity Meme getting chased down by PP Wollo there. And never outmatched at 16. Cooldown reduction on Scatter Arrow, pairing very well with the increased auto attack damage, or increased auto attack rate, I should say, from Redemption at level 1. There's the Brush Stalker in, immediately wanting to get busy, but IE is up in top lane taking care of that camp. This is a 5v4 in favor of the High Inquisitors. Infinity Meme looks like they're going to make it out alive, as will Travis Party. So 2 camps in bot lane for the High Inquisitors, while the Crit Kickers secure the top lane camp. IE making the rotation in now. Without Subdue at level 4, Zloth does not have much to keep the High Inquisitors locked down. They are really going to hinge on their level 10s and the heroic talent here, likely opting for Blessed Shield. Speaking of heroics, the High Inquisitors a little bit ahead on the race towards those talents. That is thanks largely to their minion experience advantage. And here we have the next objective. The Haka dug down for the initial... Oh my gosh, IE recalls to an unsafe location. They're going to fall. Great heads-up play from the front line of the High Inquisitors. They tried to get a cheeky parting gift play onto the backline of the High Inquisitors, but Crit Kickers end up losing their Tracer player for the aggression. That's level 10s online for the High Inquisitors. It's APOC for PP Wollo. Not the most common heroic we see paired with W build, but a potent one nonetheless. We've also got Massive Shove, Entomb, Dragon's Arrow, and X-Strike once again. On the other side, it's, I believe that's the percentage damage. There's the Soul Shield popped. Zloth finds 2 with the Blessed Shield, and there's the Great Fear follow-up. Infinity Meme able to stop Hanzo from getting the agility over the wall after Zloth connected with the Blessed Shield. Excellent linking of those heroics. Wafflecopter trying to harass the backline here, i.e. just free hitting Diablo, trying to push them back as much as possible. Sloth totally fine after getting taken back into the fort range there. They still had Iron Skin available. Both teams at full fighting strength once again. This is, I believe, the first time the High Inquisitors have not harassed crit kickers on that siege camp. Speaking of harassment, we've got IE putting pressure onto Aaron in mid lane, while the High Inquisitors set up on bot lane here. PP Wolo goes deep for Icon, but now they're on the wrong side of the fight. IE falling quite low there. There's the shove onto the Dahaka. Blessed Shield connects onto Omni, but the damage is not in range. IE falling very low. There's the isolation onto the Genji. Huge Entomb followed by the silence. That's a double takedown for the High Inquisitors. Wafflecopter securing a lot of the damage, and they make it out alive as well. 3 takedowns make it 4 in favor of the High Inquisitors. Wow. What an engagement from Aaron with the Entomb. Omni right there with the lurking arm. We're going to secure the bottom fort, which will grant 10 core HP for this next objective phase. Aaron and Brickets both channeling for those 10. IE caught by PP Wolo, but they're able to blink out before any serious damage gets done. Infinity Meme on the Gul'dan, the Q-build Gul'dan specifically, definitely a good hero for sieging this bottom fort once it's no longer in your favor, since he can outrange that structure momentarily. PP Wolo eats the Blessed Shield. There's a healing reduction as well. Huge Dragon's Arrow, but IE is able to blink out. Bricket's now under threat. There's the Pulse Bomb. They make it out alive. And Crit Kicker's doing a fantastic job chewing through this fort HP. Already half of the fort's HP gone. Wafflecopter continuing to harass. Huge Fear catches 2. Genji able to reflect, but they've got poison damage over time. They're gonna make it out. They get the healing pathogen. They're safe. They have to Hearth, however. So I have to assume that Crit Kickers will be able to finish this bottom fort. Brickets is most of the wave clear for the High Inquisitors, which is weird to say, since they did not choose Explosive Arrow. And there it is. Another fort secure. Blessed Shield coming back off cooldown. Sloth doesn't have anything to save themselves, however. Icon didn't have enough juice in the tank either, so Johanna will go down. High Inquisitors get the rotation in from Aaron. They're coming around the corner towards their level 16s here. And there you have them. So a full W build from PP Wolo. Sometimes you'll see a hybrid with Q talents at 13 and 16, especially once Apocalypse is picked up, but instead opting for Debilitating Flames as well as the spell power Hellfire at 13. Super Strain? Universal Carrier. Okay. I guess that makes sense. There aren't too many stuns on the side of Crit Kickers. Just about a half level away from the next talent tier. Crit Kickers would love to close that experience gap. Travis Party under a lot of threat. They're going to be able to escape, but there's the Dragon's Arrow, followed up by the Silence. Wailing, oh my goodness. Omni finds them with another Lurking Arm, another takedown. The High Inquisitors now double the takedown count of crit kickers, 10-5 in their favor. Wafflecopter continuing to harass. Infinity Meme caught PP Wolo with a great Horrify. They'll fall. Souls reset. Omni getting chased down by Zloth here. Johanna trying to get someone to stop walking without Blessed Shield. She can't do it. Especially when she doesn't pick Subdue at level 4. Alright, this is an even talent tier fight. Crit Kickers on the back foot on core shots and experience. Low blow from Omni, continuing to get big value. Infinity Meme caught on the top side, far from their healer. The Dragon's Arrow does not connect because the cooldown was dead before you heard the sound. Icon stuck in a bad spot here. They'll fall. They didn't have the Ancestral. It's another 4 takedowns, only Tracer surviving, i.e. must have a lot of survivor's guilt after how many times they've gotten out of these engagements unscathed. And the High Inquisitors playing their advantage very well, trying to eke out every core shot they can. They're going to convert this bottom keep before Omni gets the channel here on the objective. So that'll bring Crit Kickers down to a mere 9 core HP with those 5 shots landing. Crit Kickers will be respawning here shortly. We've got everyone back on the battleground, but the High Inquisitors just around the corner from their Storm Talents here. It's going to be a tough defense for Crit Kickers to make. There it is. We've got Hellgate. Oh my gosh. They find IE. Spending all the blinks. Dragon's Arrow finds 2. There's Living Weapon. IE dies before the Ancestral can go off. Icon under threat. Wafflecopter unable to finish off the kills. But Brickets finishes off Johanna. Infinity Meme is next. Icon very low. They're going to have to retreat. Another clean 3 takedowns for the High Inquisitors. Showing dominance in Game 2 as they did in Game 1. Wafflecopter on the Genji doesn't need a light bomb to be terribly threatening. They fell, but they were able to get their heroic reset. 2 casts of a high damage skill matters a lot. I don't think they're going to live. Yeah, the Silence Entomb does them in. So it's another takedown in favor of the High Inquisitors. They're trying to set up for a 6 cap here. Brickets with auto attack Hanzo fully completed. One of the highest siege damage heroes in the game. Aaron as well on the auto attack Leoric. Zloth finds the... Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can't leave your Hanzo out there like that. He may never get those stacks back. Alright. Power play in favor of Crit Kickers here. Aaron doing so much damage to Zloth. That auto attack build. Icon caught in a bad spot as well. IE caught in the Entomb again. Wafflecopter and Omni will help finish off that kill. Infinity Meme. There's the overpower. Yeah, they're not going to live. They can't live. Okie doke. So, boss plus objective equals GG. Looks like PP Wolo and Aaron have decided to get busy on boss. Omni trying to secure the 6 cap, it looks like. Stukov, one of the better wave clear supports, I suppose. Travis Party has to try and stop this boss from going off. Almost do it with Lurker Strain, but in the end, pay the iron price. And so they will fall. In the end, Wafflecopter gets the channel on the objective, and that will do it. Last couple of core shots raining into the core of Crit Kickers, and so the High Inquisitors are able to take it in a 2-game sweep. GG and well played to the red team. Man, Wafflecopter on the Genji seems to be a menace. Seems to be a real problem. The High Inquisitors able to get that hero both games in a row. I'll also say Aaron's Leoric looking very strong. Crit Kickers not having a lot of luck with the Rhaegar. Caught out of position a few times, both games 1 and 2. Any stats out of the ordinary here? Nothing too strange. Aaron, a whole lot more experience contributed than Travis Party. That's thanks largely in part to their takedown participation, but also the fact that they were alive for a larger portion of the game. 23 takedowns to 8, a tough pull for Crit Kickers. Here are our builds. Nothing out of the ordinary there. I can update the scoreboard and head us over to our post-series scene. So two series broadcast, 2 different dominations. The High Inquisitors and FC Hong Kong in the earlier series, both looking very strong across both games. Let's take a look at the standings for Division A. Where are they? Yeah, the High Inquisitors at 11 points so far, 2 dominations under their belt. Actually, I believe I have this set up in such a way that, not quite, but pretty close. We'll just swap back to this. Please go away. Okay. Only a little messy. So, High Inquisitors definitely looking like the team to beat. They have yet to play against under Noob Management, who are tied with them for first place with 11 points each. Are they playing next? When are they set to play against one another? They're not playing against one another until the final week of the regular season. Okay. So, a long time before we see those top 2 teams face off. That'll do it here for me today for the broadcast. Thanks for everyone who tuned in live. Pleasure to have you in this midday HOTS stream. Before I sign off for good, I'll give a few shout outs of my own to all the NGS staff for working so hard to keep the league running. We appreciate you. To all of the teams and players who participate and show up and continue to keep our league running by being a part of it, I appreciate you as well. And last but not least, to all of the artists, programmers, and musicians whose work I feature here on the stream. It wouldn't look or sound anywhere near as good without their work, so you can check all of that out either below the video or coming up here in a credit roll. They're all open source or Creative Commons licensed things, so if you've seen or heard anything that you like, it could be in your next project as well. So definitely check them out. Until next time, friends, good luck and have fun out there. Peace and love.